So, wow. First of all, as a Torres Strait Islander on Aboriginal land, I would like to pay my respect and honor for the custodians, the traditional owners of this area that have assembled, and may I address you all, and also the owners in my language of KKY from Torres Strait Islands. Mina kapukut murang itamul pangai la kitab kime esa puibis. Ina nabi butkasa manangal pamurayapa. Ngitamul papudami pa ngimul papudami pa laki me esa mani ina nabi brother apa. Wala laka zike de zapu ginga itare kursi page mi bu. Ina nabi yang kudu kai nabi kutapa. Awesa kime esa means thank you. Last night I spoke briefly. The islands off the tip of Australia between and Papua New Guinea to the north. Almost forgotten islands was once part of the Pacific many, many, many decades ago. Then became part of Queensland in 1879. And only in 1967 referendum that we became the second Indigenous peoples of this beautiful nation, Australia. Minority within minority, not very many, of Melanesian and Polynesian race of people, of our own culture, identity, spirituality, sacredness to the earth, to the sea, to the sky, clouds, the stars, the waves, the tides, the currents, heritage, identity, culture, traditions of our people. Are we connect to the planet Earth? God has given us those islands to nurture, to look after, to sustain us, to give us the courage, give us the strength, not to be selfish, not to be greedy, but only take what we need and to share with others. Not a money-making people, the people of vision, the people that connected very deep into the nature of this planet. The language-speaking people in the Four Winds. English is not our first language. It's not my first language. I actually speak 9 dialects. It would be really nice, really, in a way, when you talk at such forum as this, in my language, because then I will understand what I'm saying, and I will also want you to understand what I'm saying. But unfortunately, that is not. I've been part of this movement since 1988, or in the 80s. Because I was born on the island that is very low, mangrove, far away from the coast of Australia. The nearest nation to our country is Papua New Guinea. 45 minutes on the flight, no shipping or passenger liner. So therefore, if there was such a high tide or such a drasticity that can happen to my island, the only nation that can come to our survival is Papua New Guinea, which we are not part of. We are part of this country. Right on the doorstep of this nation, where the government hold accountability for the protection and safety and risk of my people of the Torres Strait. Never once Or many years ago, there might be just a couple that came and visit. But never ever anybody from the government come and see what is happening on the top Western Islands in the Torres Strait. Same as our Pacific Islands, they suffer. This morning I heard His Excellency Aunty was talking about the Kiribati. They're talking about you can stand in the middle and the water is on the both sides. Unlike there is an island in the Torres Strait, and the central group of Torres Strait is called Purma, Coconut Island. It's the same as Tuvalu and Kiribati. Torres Strait is a nation in a way that it's a shipping route, international shipping route, that takes coal and everything else from this country across overseas, polluting our waters, damaging our sea life, our sustainability. We have to hunt further and further. We cannot garden anymore. Our resting places of our loved ones are washing out. The big jets that fly across, wasting their oil on the waters of the Torres Strait. Tiny islands, and not many people. And what is government doing? It's right on their doorstep. Accountability and protection of these people of this earth, the Torres Strait Islanders. It is a global issue. It is also a national issue, as we heard this morning. How it devastated the countries, devastated the shores, devastated our livelihood of our people, of all nature. Where is that accountability? I'd like to thank the Australian Institute to invite me. I love speaking. If I go over time, just tap me on the shoulder. Otherwise, you'll be here all afternoon. Today, I will speak to you about what I think it means to act with integrity, to create a safer earth for our soul and the Australian climate case. We've got a class action case going on for the top Western Islands in the Torres Strait, an island called my own island, Saibai and Boigu, where we're taking the federal government to court. Climate change in the Torres Strait Islands and history of government's response. The connection we have to the waters of the Torres Strait. I've given you the history of Saibai and the Torres Strait. And what is happening right now? We cannot garden anymore. We cannot hunt near anymore. We rely on the supermarket. And the ship that comes in with the cargo every fortnight, people have to wait when the stores get filled up because we cannot garden anymore. We cannot feed up the ground anymore. We cannot go out to the waters to hunt for fish, dugong and turtle. There's a salt water absorbed into my island. People get up every day, walking around in their routine, believing in God, and believing in the creation, believing in the island that was given to them. And just wait. There is catastrophe on the islands. Scientists are saying that could be around 2030 so late, these two islands will be underwater. At the moment, there's overdue of the monsoon in the Torres Strait. Cyclones that sit on the coast of Australia from Northern Territory out to the Coral Sea in the Western Australia that are affecting Torres Strait. Very unusual. Normally, by this time, the ocean is nice and blue. No rain, just lovely. And a set of islands, 17 of them inhabited and 7 inundated. The color of the ocean is no longer there. A few weeks ago, we were advised that there's like a bushfire under the barrier reef. The color of the corals are gone. The fish have got blisters. They're not eatable anymore. One would say, how would these people survive? How would we live? It's a daily process for my people to get up and do the daily routine, see the day go by and do their normal duties, feed their families, go to work, do what they can to live happily, and have the spirit of belief that these are God-given islands to our people, and we remain there as such. Government integrity has not acted with integrity. They have known about this problem for a long time. They throw money at abandoned aid solutions and continue to cause the problem. Australia's response to climate change is one of the weakest in the world. Our leaders say they care, but they ignore the scientific evidence and do things. They will ensure our communities will go under the water. We are running out of time. The climate change or case forcing government to face the truth. We have no time left, which is why I am standing with Uncle Pabai and Uncle Paul in this class action case, who were taking the Commonwealth government to court in a big class action for failing to prevent climate change. First time that anyone in Australia has argued that the whole of the federal government, not just one minister or agency, has a duty of care to protect people from climate harm. Under the bright lights of the courtroom, the government is forced to face the truth about the inaction on climate. This case is based on a successful class action in the Netherlands against the Dutch government. If we win, then the court could order the government to stop causing climate harm by reducing emissions in line with scientific facts. No more political spin. This will be the win for everyone in Australia and the world. We must all listen to First Nation voices. The community brought the case because we are not being heard. No more lies, no more banned aid solutions. As First Nations people, we want to say, we turn to the courts to have our say so the government listen to us. My hope is that the senior leaders in this place can listen to our people, find a way forward together. Indigenous communities here and in the Pacific have valuable knowledge, but don't get a seat at the table. Interpreting First Nations cultural knowledge requires time for deep listening and respect. No one can even think or guess what indigenous set of mind and thinking, the heart, what they are all about. And yet, we face the world and we walk with unity with you lovely people, trying. My vision otherwise was all for the reconciliation of this country, to all of us to understand one another, come to this space and see this spirituality of the so-called God-given people on this planet Earth. What we think, how we feel, how we do things every day, how we embrace this beautiful beauty of this country, of this world. My journey in my career path was not a smooth journey, but I'm ever so thankful that I came through those obstacles at first. But from the family that I come from, the discipline that I had on my childhood right up when I know how to read and write, I embraced the world. I embraced this culture. I embraced the people like you are. I see myself as no different in a way, but I want you to learn about me. I want you to know more about me because I think I have learned a lot more about you. And I'm standing here today speaking to you in your language. Because there are times I struggled. Question always remains, why is this Aunty Rose at the PhD? How did she do it? You know, let me tell you one thing, it wasn't very easy. But then I'm thinking, because I come from the family that have a vision and a chieftain clan that encouraged me and gave me strength to say that do what you have to do, what is close to your heart, and serve the people of all nature. But you can. They were my father's words. And I continue to stand on his vision, like I am here today in front of you lovely people. Spirituality remains in our people in the deep of the heart. My interpretation of our culture is that it's unfathomable. If you go to the Torres Strait, some years ago there was a naked diving, and my father was one of the divers that can dive down so many meters down below just to get the food for us. And I'm ever so thankful for that. Must listen to First Nation voices. The community brought the case because we are not being heard. We come to this with anger, love, and care. We want the government to act with integrity on its climate change. No more lies, no more Band-Aid solutions. Solution is real cooperation and collaboration between governments, organizations, and communities. For example, collaboration with Grata shows what we can achieve together when we listen properly and work together, maintaining hope and fighting together. We are trying to make our voices, our knowledge and wisdom heard by those with the power and the responsibility to create change, to do better. We must not give up hope. We have no more decade to make these changes. When the case is done, we want government leaders at the highest levels to come to our home. This would be a big step towards climate justice and First Nations justice. Let's fight this together for the future of our beautiful world. That's all. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. We love that we can make these videos free to watch, but they're not free to make. It's thanks to our generous supporters that we can keep making research and content that changes minds. So, if you like what we do, please consider giving to the Australia Institute so we can keep doing it. Visit our website australiainstitute.org.au and click the donate button to see how your support can help fund high quality research that matters.